Scientists now believe 3I Atlas may have sent the original WOW signal, and now, 48 years later, it's headed for Earth.
What if a strange object from deep space came into our solar system and broke all the rules we thought we knew about physics? Meet 3I Atlas, a visitor from beyond the stars that is sending out focused beams of light, changing colors like a mood ring in space and moving through our solar system in a perfectly planned way. Could this be just another comet, or is it something much stranger? Stay with us as we solve the mystery and learn more about this mind-boggling discovery. Who is 3I Atlas? Astronomers saw something in 2019 that was different from anything else they had seen. A strange object traveling at an amazing speed through our solar system came from beyond the stars. It was an alien visitor from another star system that scientists had only dreamt of finding. It wasn't just another comet or asteroid. It was 3I Atlas, a space rock from far away that was making its first trip through our solar system. And its trip was not like any other. Astronomers were shocked when 3I Atlas showed up because it went in a way that no one expected. Space objects usually move in predictable paths, but 3I Atlas came into the solar system at a very sharp angle, coming in from a place no one saw coming. Asteroids and comets usually move in curved tracks that are easy to guess. This one, however, didn't seem to follow the rules. There was something strange about both its path and speed that made experts pay attention. The object was going so fast that the sun's gravity couldn't pull it into orbit. This meant that it was just passing through, like a guest who only wanted to see one thing. The thing's behavior got even stranger as it got closer. When comets get close to the sun, they get bigger and develop tails. Most comets are made of ice. The charged particles that blow from the sun and push dust and gas outward are called solar wind. This is why these tails always point away from the sun. This wasn't the case with 3I Atlas, though. Instead, it began to do strange things that even the most skilled scientists couldn't figure out. There was something very strange about 3I Atlas. As it got closer to Mars, it quickly changed color from red to green, like a mood ring in space. Comets usually slowly change color as the ice on their surfaces melts when they get close to the sun. Not this one, though. Scientists could hardly keep up with 3I Atlas's rapid and stark color changes. Based on what we know about comet chemistry and how sunshine affects them, the speed of these changes didn't make sense. But that wasn't the only strange thing about it. 3I Atlas started to change brightness as it got closer to the sun. Another strange thing about comets is that they get brighter as they get closer to the sun, but they lose some of their light after they pass. That's not what 3I Atlas did, though. Without a clear reason, its brightness seemed to jump quickly, then drop, and then jump again. Scientists were wondering if their equipment was broken because of these strange changes. It's possible that the thing wasn't acting like a comet at all. It got even stranger from there. Along with light that was hard to predict, 3I Atlas sent out a beam of light that headed straight at the sun, not away from it like most comets do. It goes against everything we know about how comets act in a big way. Scientists had never seen a beam go out that far before. It looked like the only possible answer was that something strange was going on. Could it be that this thing wasn't just a comet, but something else as well? The path that 3I Atlas took was another thing that set it apart from other spacecraft. The item didn't move randomly. Its path was so exact that it almost looked planned, like someone or something had thought of it ahead of time. There is no natural thing that moves through space in such a straight line. This was not like that. What does 3I Atlas really mean? Another comet from a strange part of space? Or is there more to it than that? It's possible that this thing isn't normal at all. It doesn't make sense in some way. The next part will go into more detail about the strange light and behavior of 3I Atlas to try to figure out what's going on. The impossible light beam. The 3I Atlas object is not just another strange thing in the sky. No one has ever seen anything like this before. Imagine a comet that doesn't just glow like most comets do. Instead, it fires a directed beam of light straight at Earth. Yes, straight at us. It's not just a stroke of luck. This light seems to be on purpose. That's what makes it impossible. After a while, a comet gets hot when it gets close to the sun. When something gets hot, it lets out gas and dust that make a bright tail that goes away from the sun. This stuff is pushed outward by the solar wind, which is a stream of charged particles from the sun. The tail is always facing away from the sun. This is why comets are so easy to find. The tail points us in the direction of the solar wind, like a cosmic compass. These rules aren't being followed by 3I Atlas, though. It is firing a beam of light straight at the sun, instead of a tail heading away from it. It's like finding a snowball that not only doesn't melt in hot places, but also shines a light on a target. The beam isn't a soft glow, it's very bright, like someone or something is controlling it and focusing it perfectly. Let's say you have a flashlight that can shine exactly where you want it to, even through space. That's what 3I Atlas does. When we talk about what Hubble's Space Telescope saw, it gets even stranger. This structured light beam went 10 times farther toward the sun than any comet's tail could ever go. This was the first time scientists saw it. At most, a comet's tail can be a few million miles long, but this beam is something else entirely. There is a clear streak that is much longer than what we would expect from a comet. It's clear, focused, and points in a certain way. The light doesn't look like the scattered light you'd see from a comet's tail. It looks like it was targeted at a certain thing. Let's talk about why this doesn't make sense. We know that light doesn't work this way because of how science works. Because there is no air or atmosphere in space, light doesn't point in one way. How does 3I Atlas do this? Light in space is thought to spread out and mix with other things as it moves. But this beam isn't getting wider. It's very focused. Light can't move in such a focused, controlled way, because that goes against everything we know about how celestial things act. The comets we know don't fire beams. Because of the solar wind, they send out gas and dust that make tails that point away from the sun. But 3I Atlas doesn't seem to follow the rules of physics. This is the strangest comet that has ever been seen. It seems like the thing has some technology or a force at work that we don't fully understand yet. Simply put, this shouldn't be taking place. Astronomers and physicists who have looked at 3I Atlas and its beam have all asked the same thing. How is this possible? In space, light doesn't act this way unless something strange is going on. This might not be a comet after all. 3I Atlas might be more than that, though. Something from another world, maybe. The way it acts makes me think of something much smarter than a rock flying through space. The light beam could be trying to tell us something, or it could be a very complex system that was built to direct its power. What if it's not just going through the solar system at random? What if it's going to certain places? We will talk more about 3I Atlas's strange chemical makeup in the next part. There are a lot of strange things about this item that might help us figure out what it is and whether it is natural or man-made. From color shifts to brightness spikes. 3I Atlas isn't just messing around with physics, it's changing the rules. Astronomers noticed something odd about it when they first started following it. It wasn't acting like a normal comet. Things started happening with the colors that shouldn't have been possible. Before, it was a strong red color, but now it's a bright green. Think about looking at something in space that changes color every few hours, like a mood ring in space. As a comet gets closer to the sun, this kind of color change normally takes a long time. But with 3I Atlas, it happened so quickly that everyone had to check their instruments twice. What's wrong is that comets usually change color because they get hot. As a comet gets closer to the sun, it warms up. This makes gases escape, which makes the tail we see. Different temperatures cause these gases to evaporate, which makes the colors vary. But the color change in 3I Atlas didn't fit with any of the things that heat alone could explain. Something about the object's chemistry seemed to be changing quickly and dramatically, and experts didn't know why. It looked like this comet had a switch built in that changed its color every few hours. It's not just the color that's weird either. Another strange thing about 3I Atlas was how bright it was. As a comet gets closer to the sun, the ice on its surface melts and evaporates, making it brighter. The number of light years a comet is away from the sun tells you how bright it will get. But 3I Atlas's brightness went up all of a sudden, without rising slowly like it usually does. It was almost impossible to see 1 second and shining so brightly the next that it almost looked like something fake was going on inside it. It was almost like someone pushed a button to make it bright flash when it wanted to. This strange behavior made experts wonder what was going on. What was wrong with it not following the usual pattern? Why wasn't it getting brighter over time like a normal comet? Before they looked at what was going on inside 3I Atlas, it didn't make sense. It looked like the surface wasn't working right. Under the sun's heat, the normal ice and dust weren't acting like they should. So what was making the sudden bursts of light happen? The last surprise was that the object's chemical makeup was completely out of the ordinary. When scientists looked at 3I Atlas, they saw that it was mostly made up of carbon dioxide, which is not often found in large amounts on comets. Since comets form in the cold outer parts of the solar system, it makes sense that they are full of water ice. There wasn't much water in 3I Atlas though. It only had carbon dioxide and carbon monoxide. It's even stranger that nickel was found, but not iron. Nickel and iron are almost always found together in space, but not here. The whole mix of chemicals was not natural at all. You'd find a snowman made of sand instead of ice. What shall we now look at? What is this 3IATLAS thing that is so strange? Is it just a weird comet? Because of its strange behavior and chemistry, experts aren't sure if we're seeing a space visitor or something else. Could it be something that was planned? Something much more powerful than we ever thought possible? We'll look into what might be causing all of these strange things about 3I Atlas in the next part. Could it be a spacecraft from another planet? Or is there something even stranger going on with this cosmic traveler? Could it be artificial? Astronomers were shocked when 3I Atlas first showed up in our solar system. It made them wonder about a lot of things. Avi Loeb, an astronomer at Harvard, came up with a controversial idea about 3I Atlas because of its strange behavior, such as shooting a focused beam of light and changing colors quickly. What if it's not a natural object after all? People know Loeb for being able to think outside the box. He's not afraid of ideas that go against what most scientists believe, and he's never been afraid to ask tough questions about the chance of life on other planets. When 3I Atlas showed up and behaved in a way that was completely different from what we had seen before, Loeb began to make crazy suggestions. What if this object in space is actually an alien piece of technology? He said that the object's exact path, focused light beam, and unpredictable actions might be proof that it wasn't just an accident traveling through space. Let's break it down now. 3I Atlas's path was the first piece of proof Loeb brought up. Most space objects, especially those that are not in our solar system, move in a way that we can't predict. Not 3I Atlas though. There were times when it seemed like it was on a mission as it went through the solar system. Naturally, occurring things have never moved in that way, which alone sent up red flags for Loeb. It wasn't a chance space rock. It looked like it was planned. Then there's the light beam that aims. Following the predictable path of solar wind, comets generally get tails that point away from the sun. That rule was broken by 3I Atlas though, which sent a directed beam of light straight at the sun. The light wasn't spread out like you'd see from a comet. It was more like a laser, a very focused beam that didn't act like any known space object. This made me think of an even more important question. Could this beam be a way to talk or move energy toward a certain target? It could be more than just a comet. It could be a probe meant to send data back to the people who made it. That's not the end of Loeb's idea. He thinks that 3I Atlas might be on a mission to look around, and it might even drop off smaller probes as it goes through our solar system, similar to how humans send out satellites and landers. The idea is that 3I Atlas could be a scout ship that sends out probes to look into the world around us. Based on its exact path and the way it acted, it looked like it might be watching or even collecting data as it went through, gathering data from planets like Earth and Mars. Could we really be seeing an alien journey to discover our solar system? Next, we'll look more closely at 3I Atlas's chemical makeup to see if it gives us any more information about the chance that it's not just a comet, but also a man-made object. There is still a lot to find out. Stay tuned to find out more. The critical Mars flyby. In October 2025. In October 2025, 3I Atlas will make its closest approach to Mars. This will be the best chance yet to figure out what this strange visitor from beyond the stars is all about. This flyby is more than just another part of the object's path through our solar system. It could be the moment when we finally find answers to some of the most important questions scientists have had about it ever since it was found. Why is this so important? Because Mars is in a unique place in our solar system and has clear skies. It is the best place to take high-resolution pictures and data about 3I Atlas. Scientists can get the best and closest view of 3I Atlas from Mars, while Earth is farther from the object's path. The timing is very important because the flyby should happen at a distance that lets us see the surface and movement of the object in great detail. We'll get a close-up look at this object for the first time, which could show us more than ever before. The Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter, MRO, from NASA will be very important to this cause. The MRO will be moved so that it can focus on 3I Atlas as it gets closer. It has some of the most powerful imaging technology ever made. With its high-resolution cameras, the MRO will be able to take pictures of the object that are clearer than ever before. These pictures may show information about the object's makeup, structure, and behavior. With this kind of information, we might finally know for sure whether 3I Atlas is a strange, natural comet or something completely made up. There is a lot at stake. The upcoming pass could completely change how we think about space. It would be a big step forward in space science to prove what 3I Atlas really is. It could change the way we think about the universe. Are we seeing a strange comet from deep space? Or have we found something much stranger than we thought before? Could this be the moment when people use technology from a different civilization? Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this mystery, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more mind-blowing content. Click on the next video popping up on your screen to continue the adventure.